Started in Manchester in 2004, Back to Church Sunday is now a regular part of mission across 38 dioceses in England. It's a simple idea. Members of congregations are asked to invite friends back to church on the last Sunday in September. Although it's a simple idea, Back to Church Sunday has had a dramatic effect. In 2008, an estimated 37,000 people came back to church. Last year, the Diocese of Newcastle participated in Back to Church Sunday for the first time, and over 90 parishes took part. I spoke to just a few of them to find out about their experience. What inspired you to take part in Back to Church Sunday?
I was aware that we've got quite a large fringe, quite a lot of people who are on the edge of church, and I thought it would be a great way to invite them in.
We had done a Lent course as a parish during the previous Lent, and one of the themes that had come out of that for us as a church was about the quality of our welcome and our engagement with the communities.
This just seemed like a good idea because lots of other churches were going to be doing the same thing, and it was going to have national publicity, and we were going to get resources to use.
How easy was it to organise?
It was very easy, really. We worked out a programme over the weeks and a couple of months leading up to September.
It was important not just to do Back to Church Sunday, but as a church, if you like, to prepare ourselves for what Back to Church Sunday was all about. And so that involved both some pre-publicity within the church and working on a special sermon series for the 3 Sundays leading up to Back to Church Sunday. So conceptually simple, but quite a lot of graft.
Okay.
I think the key was thinking ahead, and we started to tell the congregation about it through sermons and things like that, and get people thinking about who they might invite to Back to Church Sunday.
What kind of response did you have to the invitations?
Most of those who were invited actually came along, and the atmosphere was great.
Well, we combined Back to Church Sunday with a special event on the Saturday, which was called a trip down memory lane, and we had over 100 visitors. But of course we didn't get over 100 people on the Sunday, but we did have 23 people in the 2 churches.
There were at least 10 or 12 people who came back specifically as a result of the invitation.
What effect would you say it's had on your church?
The most important effect for us has been for us to think a little bit more about the nature of our welcome.
It had the effect of motivating people to, give invitations to their friends, to pray for their friends and family.
It's really strengthened the fringe and people's confidence.
What would you do differently this year?
I think it's to keep working on the planning and involve as many people as we can.
We will possibly worry less about the logistics and think more about how we go about the process of invitation.
Last year we gave people a welcome pack with information about the church and the activities and organisations, put 1 or 2 free gifts in, and we're hoping that that this year we'll improve on that, and hopefully we'll have some better resources from the Back to Church Sunday initiative to include in those.
What would you say to a parish that's considering doing Back to Church Sunday for the first time?
Well, I would say just get involved and do it.
If you're going to do it, start planning early. It makes it a whole lot easier if you start planning early, and then have fun, yeah.
Don't expect everything to happen the first time. It's something that builds up year on year, and I don't think there's anything to lose, and there's so much to gain.
It's estimated that 3 million people across Britain would come back to church if someone were to invite them. The Back to Church Sunday campaign this year says, "Come as you are." All we need to do is to invite our friends to come as they are into our churches and join in with something that we love. So if you haven't been involved in Back to Church Sunday, or you're thinking about running it again this year, why not build it into the regular mission of your church and become part of the fastest growing mission initiative in the Church of England?